Hi everyone, Bandanner here and welcome to Eugen's delayed dev blog from last week. Today it's all about Milestone Gouvion. Other than a small patch with some balance changes, this also includes the Teufelsmoor or Teufelsmoor or Devilsmoor map and also the new 10v10 variant of Volcano for Destruction. As ever, we are getting a bit of a history lesson, so this week's military leader is WARNO de Gouvion Saint-Cyr. He was known to be equal parts brilliant and an arsehole. He was one of Napoleon's best marshals, a good strategist, more so than many of his colleagues, and a master tactician with a particular eye for defensive operations. He was someone who had quite a tough childhood, and growing up he was a lonely and taciturn man, aka he didn't talk very much. But he was talented in many other areas, including being very artistic, including with drawing and playing the violin. He first joined the army as a volunteer in 1792, and his talents assured his meteoric rise, becoming General D Division as early as 1794. He was a difficult man. He distinguished himself in campaigns in Germany and Italy, but his difficult reputation travelled with him. As a stoic Republican, he was opposed to Napoleon for many years. As such, he was confined to secondary theatres. While being a corps commander, one of the few in such a position not being a marshal, during the invasion of Russia. He gained command of an independent army after Oudinot was wounded. He rallied his falling formation and counterattacked the next day, surrounding and beating the Russians. And when Napoleon learned of this, he had no choice but to grant him the marshal's baton, which he had so long evaded. His continued success in the battlefield included a brilliant delaying action against the main coalition army in 1813 near Dresden. With no love lost between Napoleon and Gouvion, our commander welcomed the return of the monarchy and saw sided with King Louis during the 100 Days campaign. This netted him a post as the Minister of War, in which, without remorse, he took down former colleagues and followers of Napoleon. Gouvion is also known for the Loi Gouvion Saint-Cyr, which organised French mandatory conscription from 1818 to 1872. This would serve as a basis for all future laws until President Jacques Chirac abolished military service in 1990. So what's actually in this milestone? Well, there is obviously Teufelsmoor or Teufelsmoor or Devilsmoor. You've seen this, you can see the video on the channel with my silly little intro. And there's also a new 10v10 variant of Volcano for Destruction, I believe. And then they do mention that there will be other new urban maps before the official launch of WARNO out of early access. As suspected, I believe they've mentioned this a couple of times. And then they say there's an Army General Units tease. So with Gouvion Milestone out of the way, here's a little tease of what's coming. As you might know, some units or variants of units will only be available in Army General. We realised, however, we could add some of these originally Army General specific units to our divisions. In certain cases, enough could be gathered to shine into a brand new battle group, looking at the US 24th Infantry and the Soviet 27th Motor Strelky Division. We can lift the tip of the veil on some of the Army General units that will remain in our soon-to-be mode. So, for instance, in the upcoming Bruderkrieg campaign, the East German 4th Motsuchi Division can be supported by an airstrike MiG-23BN with loadouts and models you haven't seen so far. And for example, there will be some major guest stars in one of our Army General campaigns that will be the appearance of a nation only briefly featured in a current division. You'll discover plenty of Army General units, including updated models and other polishing. It shouldn't be too long now. And that's the end of this week's dev blog. Let's have a quick look at the patch notes. So, pretty straightforward, nothing too exciting here. Obviously, we've got the two new maps, got some code fixes, so improved AI plane selection for attack, depending on the threat, added some randomness for target selection in districts, no more meat shields, fixed some bomb damage in districts, fixed issues with splash damage being applied at max value in a district. There's a few data fixtures, so fix an issue preventing us giving the Chaparral its proper number of salvos. In real life, the vehicle stored spare missiles under the platform's deck. This issue has been circumvented, but now the missiles will remain displayed even after being fired until the last salvo, which displayed the missing ones correctly. Increase the Chaparral's number of salvos from 1 to 3, hence the missile loadout from 4 to 12. Decrease the Chaparral's range from 3175/3700 to 2825 and 3525. That's helicopters and aircraft respectively. Standardized prices in AGL and recoilless rifle Jeep prices at 40 points, and then plus 5 points per trait. NATO forces fixed an issue with the FV721 Fox being unable to fire its MG when the autocannon was deactivated. Pact forces fixed the BMD-2's MG and missile ammo, fixed the Ural 432 transport lacking fuel capacity and autonomy, fixed the Command BTR-80 and Saxon's optics to normal on par with their counterparts, and the BMD-1P and BMD-2 now use its chassis, PKT, damage dealt accordingly. Coaxial PKT will be added later. And that's everything for this week, folks. Thank you very much for watching. Please do like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you all soon for some more Warno.